He's got a lot more reps. He's got a lot more experience under his belt. He's not afraid to take shots. Um, he's a gunslinger. They've made him throw the ball a little bit more in these past couple of games. Obviously, I don't know if that has something to do with score or something to do with schematically, but they've done a good job. He's done a good job taking care of the ball for the most part.
How surprised were you that a rookie quarterback just came right at you and everyone else? It was a preseason game, I know, but
I'm not really surprised at all. I mean, he doesn't know any better, you know. And if you don't know any better, you don't know better,
do you expect that against Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, he's just been slinging the ball around. I mean, it's I don't think he thinks about, who's guarding anybody or anything like that. He just slings it. So, he got nothing to lose, obviously.
He was just saying that these guys might be 0-7, but when you're playing the film, they don't look that way. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, they have talent. They have talent, and they're in just about every game they've lost. If you look at the San Diego game, and San Diego's a pretty good team, they had a good chance to win that game early on. The Cleveland game was a lot closer until they got a few late touchdowns, and I think anytime a team's like that, anything can happen on any given Sunday.
You guys had a similar situation with Tampa coming in last year. Is that brought up a lot in this type of situation?
No, it's not brought up at all, truthfully. I mean, Pete hasn't brought it up. And it's not something you think about. You go out there and play the game. You prepare for every opponent. It's another championship opportunity. Obviously, what happened in the past, win, lose, or draw, doesn't matter in this game. So, and that's how we'll treat it.
Was there any lesson to be taken from that Tampa game last year?
Not really. I mean, you play ball, Anything can happen any given Sunday. I mean, nothing can be taken from that can't be taken from any other game we play, win, lose, or draw. I think guys just got to go out there and execute like we always do.
Richard, what's your thoughts on just where the team is at this point in the season, how you played, just kind of understand where you are?
I think we're fine. I think we're a confident bunch. I think we're in the same spot that we were last year and the year before. Guys treated 1-0 every week. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to be 1-0 this week, 1-0 next week, and not letting the past weeks or past games influence how you play this game. And I think that's what guys are doing, and that's their mindset.
Do you feel like, getting the win last week and the way you did kind of come back at the end, is there any different feeling this week than there was a week ago because you didn't get that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like I said, it's championship week, and it's 1-0 every week. Win, lose, or draw on the previous week, it doesn't affect the next outcome. So guys don't think about it. You don't think, oh, man, we came back, we had a good game, we won. You just think, we're preparing for another great team, and we'll figure out what they do well and what they don't do well, and try to play to our strengths and win this one.
How much is this getting closer to kind of syncing up now at this stage after last week's game?
I think we're getting close to where we are, but anytime you're as banged up as we are, it's going to be hard to have any continuity. But guys are playing hard. Guys have been playing hard all season. Obviously, like I said before, the balls haven't been bouncing our way. We haven't gotten the breaks, and we got a few more last week than we usually get. But still, guys are just playing hard and playing with great effort, and letting the chips fall where they may.
At what point in the season do you look around at the division and see how everybody else is doing, how you start to watch the standings?
At the end. At the end of the season, like I said, chips are going to fall the way they may, and you'll see who's in and who's out.
Do you keep an eye on Arizona and how they're doing right now in the division?
Not really. Because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter until the season's over. There's been teams that start 5-1 and then, 1-6, 1-7. and don't go to the playoffs. You know, there are teams that start 1-3 and end up 13-3 or 12-5. I mean 12-4. And so at this point, it really doesn't matter. You know, everybody can say what they want and watch this and watch that, but at the end of the day, until the final week, standings don't matter.
When you saw that 6 of your last 7 games was against teams that finished with 10 wins or more last year, did you have any sort of reaction?
No, I didn't really care. It doesn't matter what happened last year. It doesn't matter.
You mentioned hard to get continuity on defense. I mean, how does that on game day or on the field? How does that make a difference?
Truthfully, it doesn't. You know, you don't really notice it until after the game. You know, you go out there, you play hard, guys fit in. You don't notice guys are gone until you go out there and look on the film and you see, oh man, he subbed out on that play because everybody's so locked in.
You know, maybe with the depth issues, manpower issues, last week obviously moving around a little bit on both sides. Again, you've had your little turf. And then what's the difference in that for you?
It's no real difference. I mean, truthfully, you go to the other side of the field, you playing the same coverages, doing the same things. No, stand up straight in front of him. You know, I mean, you stand the same way. And I've done it a few times throughout my career. You know, when we've needed it, I did it in 2012. I did it in 2013. I've done it in 2014. Whenever we need it, you know, I do what the team needs me to do, and whatever helps us win games.
In a bigger picture, how much is this an opportunity now, coming home for 2 weeks for a stretch in November?
I guess, you know, every opportunity is a good opportunity. You want to get on a run, you want to get, you know, some games under your belt, some wins, and I mean, this is as good of opportunity as any.
How was the experience yesterday with the Marysville kids?
It was incredibly unique. You know, I mean, you can never picture yourself in that position. You can sympathize with them to a degree, but you've never been in their shoes. So at that point, you want to do anything you can to help them forget about that moment, to help them, you know, kind of live in the present, live, you know, in this moment and experience a little joy, whatever you can do to help them feel a little bit of joy and to just zone out for a minute. Because when you have a tragedy like that, I mean, you want to do anything to get your mind off of it.
Did they seem like a football team, or did it was obvious it was a different game?
In what respect?
Mentally, emotionally, or
they were kind of, you know, shocked to see us, I guess, a little bit. But you know, I mean, they seem like some excited kids. You know, they seem like for a moment in time they forgot about everything that happened and, you know, everything that was going on, and were able to enjoy the moment and take pictures and smile and laugh and have a good time. You know, obviously, you know, and the reality of the situation is what it is, and it's going to be tough for them to, you know, tough road just getting back to normality for them. But, you know, I'm glad we could take a little bit of stress off them.
Richard, what did you take from the experience, seeing that kind of spirit?
I think it brought me joy. You know, it brings you joy just to see yourself being able to change someone's day like that, to bring a smile to somebody's day who's obviously been frowning and crying and having a lot of sadness, just to be able to change, you know, I guess the momentum of their day for a little bit, you know, to make them smile, to make them happy, to bring them a little bit of joy.
Earl said that you guys might have taken home field advantage for granted in the game against the Cowboys. Do you agree with that? And what have you kind of learned coming back to
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know how you take it for granted, but I mean, guys played hard. You know, guys play hard, and home our way. And sometimes, like I said, chips fall where they may. I mean, in that game, a few plays, 3rd and 27 or something like that, and Romo spins out and avoids the sack and tosses up a prayer, and it's answered. I mean, plays like that happened in that game, and I don't think that had anything to do with taking it for granted. I think it, like I said, the ball just bounces that way sometimes.
Hey, Richard, Earl was seriously lobbying for a sack. Saying that wasn't a design run, and he got Cam Newton the first sack of his life. I mean, did you hear some of his lobbying? Is he still talking about that?
I didn't hear it, but I thought it was a sack. They announced it as a sack. I was pretty happy for it. I was pretty excited for him. I mean, it's hard enough just tackling Cam. Diagnosing run or pass. It looked like the receivers were kind of going out for routes. They weren't blocking. So I think there's an argument to be had there, and I'd love for him to get a sack. And I think he deserves it. I don't know if the NFL is watching. They're not watching to see if we call sacks. They're just watching if they get more money today. How that goes. They don't care about the stats. Like, well, say something so we can take it.
Right there.
Oh, well, they can't take it for that. They can take fine money for saying you can take fine money, then geez, Louise.
Anything else?
Thank you.